Now, there was this study that came out a few years ago, and it did this big global synthesis and found that trawling for fish, so bottom trawling along the sea floor, can unleash as much carbon as air travel globally. So this is massive, massive, and a huge, huge statement to make. And it was the first study that had ever really quantified this before. So a lot of other scientists are saying, yes, bottom trawling is very, very bad for the sea floor. We know it's very bad for biodiversity because it kills everything that that net touches. But we need to be really careful about these big statements and just find out exactly how much carbon is being lost through the sediments. And I just want to try and highlight this by, in this bar plot on the right hand here, the numbers on it are just numbers of different studies. So this paper went and looked at all the studies. They kind of saw this headline and thought, oh, let's check. And basically had a look at if you've got sediments that are muddy, so that's in blue, sediments that are sandy in red, and looked at how many studies actually showed an effect of decreasing carbon. So there are about, in total, 50 studies. The decrease, there were 5 sandy sediments that had a decrease in carbon and 9 muddy sediments. So it's quite a small proportion of the total 50 studies. And actually the third column shows that many of the studies shows no effect of trawling on sediment carbon. However, the ocean moves, right? It's literally fluid, it's full of water, and so it's very hard to go and do some experimental trawling and then go in after scientifically and try and measure what's going on with the carbon, because physics and other biological processes all disturb everything. So the fact that these studies found that there wasn't a change in organic carbon doesn't mean that it wasn't changing the system, it's just that they might not have detected a signal. So there's all these kind of different levels when we interpret these studies that we have to think about. But there's probably somewhere between it's as bad as air travel and no effect. There's probably some actual realistic middle point. And just to highlight, there are lots of these studies coming out now which are doing exactly this. So this Henri Sala paper that came with this big headline of it's as bad as air travel has now stimulated lots of governments and research institutes to think we need to find out if this is really as big as we say it is, because we don't want to stop lots of fishing if it's not a problem, but it is a problem.